Hey, greetings, family. Pastor Jamal here, Rising Ground Church. Man, I wanted just to stop in here real quick, man, and say something to you um, as it relates to hearing from God. We have a lot of ideas on how to hear from God or even why we aren't hearing from God. And I just kind of wanted to put my little 2 cents in. I believe it's pertinent, for all seasons and all times, but especially now, we got a lot of, again, you know me, I always say we get pulled in all of these different directions by the world, and it's kind of hard to have a foundation, especially when we are praying and we're asking, and then, a lot of times we don't seem to get the answers that we're actually asking God for. At least that's what it seems like. But I believe the one big reason is, we talk about the divine flow. So again, the divine flow is just allowing God's current to take you successfully into the place that you were designed to thrive. Now, what is God's current? God's current is God's current. Sometimes we can have an idea that current comes with a lot of communion, meaning we're talking, God's talking, we're listening, God's listening, but God is talking and talking and talking and guiding and leading us. But no, God's current is God's current. It's us surrendering to this place with trust that we hope, we believe that it's taking us to the place where God really has designed for us to thrive. And we know when we thrive, when we get there, then that's the place of fruitfulness. And when I mean fruitfulness, I mean the fruitfulness of communion, the fruitfulness of connection. So we are talking and God is listening. God is talking and we're listening. God is directing and leading, and all of that good stuff belongs in that place. So what happens is when we hear a lot of teaching on, this is how we learn from God, or this is how we hear from God, this is how we get answered prayer, the number one thing that's left out of that is that God has a perfect season for when the fruitfulness of communion and connection and counsel is there. So the fruitfulness of that thing belongs in a specific place at a specific time. Yes, along the way, God will speak and lead as he knows we need to be led and be spoken to. But a lot of the majority of the place on the way to the place, on the way to the thriving place, is laced with, I don't want to say barrenness, but it's laced with a lot of quiet time per se. So the quiet time is, you're not necessarily getting a constant connection from God's voice, but he's there. Remember, he's there in the boat. He's not only in the boat, he is the current that's taking the boat to where the boat is going. But we have to realize that that's a real truth. So when you find yourself wondering, where is God? God will never leave you and forsake you, or forsake you, as Jesus said. It may feel like that at times, but that truth is to let you know that in the midst and in the process of being taken to where God is trying to get you to go, and as you're going, you're being developed and you're being transformed and you're being shaped and molded into the thing that when you get to the destiny place, then you will be qualified to be able to use all of the fruits that God has for you there. And remember, with God, it's all about community. So you're going to be prepared for everything and everyone that needs you the way that God is making you, when you get there. So in the meantime, as you're on your way there, don't be so swallowed up with this idea that there's something that you have to do in order to be able to hear God the way you want to hear him. The truth is, again, I talked about this last week about your own race. Your own race is your own race. And with your own race, it comes with this obstacle, or this hurdle. I'll say hurdle. It comes with this hurdle that you don't hear God the way that you not only hear him the way that you want to hear him, and you don't hear him sometimes at all. You know what I mean? But he's there. He's there. So don't buy into the misperception that there's a lot that you have to do to be able to hear God. If that is indeed the case, then God will let you know, and he'll put you on the track, especially if you belong to him, letting you know, okay, I need you to make this adjustment because I need to tell you this. But most of the time, most of the case is that he has a specific point and a specific time that he has destined and planned for you to be able to connect and commune with him, the way that you want to. Now, we'll say this as a side note. Depending on your calling, you can be, called to to a prophetic thing, whereas God is speaking to you because that's your calling. But believe you me, even with that calling, you have a destination that he's trying to get you to that will be a lot more fruitful, even than being called prophetically to hear and be directed by God. I hope it makes sense, people. Pastor Jamal, Rising Ground Church. It's a beautiful world. I'll talk to you. Peace.